Could always be rapping. Shout out to all my Charger fans out there. Woo woo! This is gonna be my very first story time with you guys, so bear with me. You know, I just want to share a story that happened to me 2 days ago. Pretty much, I'm gonna tell you guys how I almost got my kicked by some Asian dude, which is my cousin's neighbor. So 2 days ago, I went over to her house, you know, not even thinking about it. I was driving from Santa Ana over to the house. I was with Diana, of course, you know, I'm always with her. We were on our way home. On our way home, we were hitting the freeway and we passed through her street. So before we even hit her street, I told Diana, hey, you know, why not go over to my cousin's house, pick up some of the ads, because the ads that she gets, we didn't get them over right here in my city. I live in Paramount, she lives in Lakewood, so you know, it's a big difference in the city and like the neighborhood, everybody, the environment, whatnot. So we went to go get her ads. She has better stores than we do. She has Ralph's, Albertsons, Food for Less, Pavilions, and none of those stores do we have here except for Food for Less. I drove by her house. I parked outside of her driveway. I parked there. I leave my door open. Keep in mind that every time that I go to her house, I always go for the ads. Obviously, go visit her as well. But since I'm always going for the ads, you know, to check what's on special and stuff like that, and I've always told her, dude, I'm gonna go to your house, but just make sure that the ads are outside, so I won't have to bother you guys. I won't have to knock or anything like that. I'll drive straight to your house, grab the ads, I'll bounce. All right. So she said it's cool. That's what I've been doing. So 2 days ago, I arrived at her house. I went over, left the door open on my, you know, left the door open of my car. Then I was in the passenger seat. She was listening to music. She was on my phone. She didn't even like pay attention to what I was doing. So I get out of my car. I start running around my car, through the back of my car. I get into her driveway, run through her driveway. I open up the little lid from her mailbox. I get out the mail, which is filled with ads, nothing else, none of her personal mail or anything like that. It was just ads because I told her to leave it out there, you know. She knows that I'm just gonna go pick it up, leave, and that's it. I won't have to bug her. I get it out, I walk, I start walking back to my car. As I walk back to my car, the guy across from her house, which is obviously her neighbor, he looks at me and he stretches out his hands and he goes like that to me. And so I didn't really think much about it at that time, you know. I was like, alright, cool. Some guy's just probably saying what's up to me, like, get on that way, you know. He's Asian while I'm Mexican, and I was like, what's that, fool, you know? Yeah, so it was just that, you know. So I didn't really think much of it. I just continued walking, minding my own business. He gets closer, he starts crossing the street. He's on his socks. He's wearing nothing but socks. So he crosses the street. He's behind my car already, and by the time he's already behind my car, he's already looking at my car, staring at my car, and he's just like looking at the license plates. And I'm just like, okay, like, why is this guy looking at my license plates? He comes closer to me and then he asks me, he's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, what? I'm like, I'm confused. And I'm like, what? He's like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm getting the ads. Why? And then he's like, why? And I'm like, because I can, you know, because I mean, obviously my cousin gave me the right to, you know. I just come, pick him up and leave. And so obviously I didn't have to explain that to him, you know. So what I did is I just told him, I was like, oh, because I can. I know that might sound rude, and I did feel bad afterwards. That, you know, I started reminiscing and thinking about everything that I had told him, and I was like, you know, I probably did, because it did sound rude from my part. And I was like, all right, cool, I understand that. So I didn't take it back. I just told him, I was like, because I can. So he looked at me, he kind of mad dogged me. Keep in mind that this guy's kind of bigger than me. He's my height, but he's way bigger than I am. He's like built, you know. He's not buff, but he's like muscular. Because he's out here, like, you know, like flexing, like, yeah, Mr. Macho Man, you know, like trying to look like he's tough and everything. He's an Asian dude, so I was like, all right, cool, you know, whatever. I mean, he might kick my I mean, he might know some jiu-jitsu, some kung fu, or taekwondo, or whatever, and I don't know shit. So I was like, all right, cool, you know, like, whatever happens, happens, you know. So I stood there and I told him, and I was like, all right, you know, like, what's wrong with that? He's like, come here. And so by the time he comes towards me, he's like, keep in mind, he's like right in front of me, as if it were to be you guys. So you guys like right in front of me, you know. So we're like this, face to face and stuff. I'm talking to him, and he's like, come here. So he's like, let's go ask them. So he wants to go and ask my own cousin to see if she knows me or if she even allowed me to get the ads. And I was like, all right, cool, whatever, you know. So he literally comes towards me, tries to come my way, and he tries to like push, well, not push me, but like tries to like tap me on my chest. And I'm like, you know, I moved out of his way so that he wouldn't even touch me. So I was like, no, you ain't even gonna touch me, you know, like, why am I gonna let myself, you know. So I didn't allow him to touch me, so I moved out of his way. He passes right through, well, like where I was. He continues walking, and then as he walks, he's like, are you sure you know them? And I was like, yeah, like, you know, why would I be lying to you? Like, you seriously think I'm stealing from these guys, you know? At this point, I start feeling bad, you know, because I told him, you know, I was talking to him like in a rude way. So I told him, I was like, you know, I know what you're doing. I know you're looking out for them, and I appreciate it, you know. It's funny how I went from being an to like completely thanking him, you know, for almost kicking my and like pretty much like defending my cousin and her husband, which is also my cousin now. But you know, it's kind of funny, and I told him, and I was like, you know what? I stood out my hand, and I was like, you know, like shake my hand. You know, like I didn't tell him that, but I was expecting him to shake my hand. And he just left me hanging. I was just like this, and I was like, okay, like when are you gonna shake my hand? You know, like I don't have any germs, like I have no cooties. Like go ahead and touch my hand, you know, like shake my hand. I was like, choca la mano, cabrón, choca la mano, güey, tan siquiera, you know, pues dale high, güey, pero pues, nah, he didn't want to, so he left me hanging, and I told him, I was like, yo, you know, thanks for, you know, actually taking care of my cousins, and, well, you know, looking out for them and stuff. He ignored me, he's like, okay, yeah, he's like, and so he rings the doorbell. Once he rings the doorbell, we're just sitting there, and I'm thanking him or whatever. He's ignoring me, minding his own business, like, you nigga, like, you know, like, you're a total stranger to me, and I'm over here trying to kick your ass, and you're over here thanking me for that. It's like, no, not cool, you know. And I was like, all right, cool, whatever. So we wait there. Suddenly my cousin opens up the door, and then he asks my cousin, he's like, hey dude, do you know this guy? My cousin, not Karen, my cousin Nedras, he stands there, he looks at me, he looks back at the guy, and then he's like, no. And I'm like, nigga, like, are you serious? Like, can't you see he's about to f me up and shit, and you're saying no, like, you don't know me? It was like 2 to 3 seconds wait until he said yes, but those 3 seconds felt like a lifetime. I was like, nigga, are you serious? My hands started sweating, I started sweating, I started feeling like, oh, like, you know, anxious. And I'm like, am I really gonna get my ass beat right now? Diana's in the car, like, minding her own business. She doesn't even know what's going on, and I'm over here, like, praying to God, like, come on, like, why is this guy lying? Like, tell him que si me conoces, güey, you know, like, I'm gonna get my ass beat in front of your porch, and you're not gonna do anything about it, you know? So I was like, no! So he finally tells him yes, and the guy's like, oh, okay. He's like, my bad. He's like, I thought he was stealing from you guys. You see, the reason why I thought all this is because we have cameras, hidden cameras outside of our house, and those cameras alert our phones, letting us know that there's some unusual movement, you know? So I was like, all right, cool, makes sense. But then I was like, why are you coming at me, you know, being all tough and like, well, what the f did I do, you know? Like, I wasn't lying this whole time. I know I might have been rude or whatever, but like, I wasn't lying, you know? So the guy doesn't even bother talking to me. My cousin starts laughing, you know, because I was about to like get my ass kicked. And then the guy just leaves, apologizes to him before he leaves. He's like, oh, you know, like, my bad or whatever. I was just looking out for you guys. My cousin's like, you know, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. You're like so helpful. We appreciate it. And I'm like, dude, why are you thinking the guy who's about to beat me up? Like, are you serious? Like, I'm about to get my beat. He's over here looking out for you guys, which is a good thing. But then you're thanking him for almost beating me up. It's like, what? Like, that's not cool, you know? So he's like, oh, well, yeah. And I told him, I was like, you know, next time, now you know that's my car, orange and black. You might, you know, never miss that color. So be aware of that color. Be aware of me always being here, looking like a creep, putting up in like somebody's neighborhood and stuff like that, not even making any noise, so that won't bug them. And then he's like, yeah, that's the reason why, you know, I was so cautious or whatever. But you came over here looking like a freaking, you know, stranger and stuff, looking like you were gonna jack something from them, like over here being so suspicious. And I was like, well, yeah, I was like, because I don't want to make any noise. I was like, what point don't you understand? And my cousin's over here in the background just laughing and cracking his ass up. And I'm like, Dios mío, like, what the hell is going on? So then the guy leaves, right? And the guy leaves, my cousin's still laughing, and then he tells me in Spanish, he's like, ¿qué te dijo? I was like, bro, te dijo que ¿por qué chingados está agarrando la mail? ¿Y quién era yo? Le dije, yo soy el primo de Karen, y pues que ella me dejó. So that's pretty much the reason why I'm here, because I usually always come and get the mail, and I bounce, you know, like, what's the big deal? You know, there's nothing wrong. It's not like I'm actually like breaking through your house or something like that. Like, I had a permission. Obviously he didn't know that, but now he knows. And he just started cracking up. I was like, yeah, dude. I was like, that's f***ing. Imagine he actually beat me up, and I was like right here on the floor. Like, imagine you guys wouldn't have not even been here at home. He knocks the door, no one answers the door, and I'm like, I'm on the floor, like probably crippled and like having a seizure or something, you know, like Dana's in the car, probably like listening to music, watching a funny video, watching the Ace Family or something like that, and I'm over here on the floor like, I can't even scream for help. Like, really? He just started laughing. Then my cousin Karen comes out. I tell her the story. I bring Diana out. I tell her the story. I was like, dude, did you seriously not hear me talking to some guy outside? And right behind the car, and the door was open. She's like, yeah, I just heard you talking about No, I just heard of him speaking and telling you how you guys should go and like talk to I don't know who about it. And I was like, oh yeah, he wanted to go see if I was actually Karen's cousin, you know. And that was it. She's like, oh really? And I was like, yeah, dude, he was about to kick my ass, and you were just in the car, like just hanging there, you know, like oh, you know, like I'm in an elevator, just hanging there, just chilling, wasting my time, you know. He's over here like coming like towards me, like, ¿Qué onda, compa? You know, who are you? Like I'm like, dude, I'm Karen's cousin, like chill, you know. And so I told him, and I was like, you know, because my cousin Karen also told me that he lives with like 2 other couples or something like that. They're all couples. I think there's like 3 couples. I mean, I don't know what they do or whatever, you know, it's none of my business, but still. And if you're watching this video, bro, I mean, I doubt you'll ever watch it because I'm a small YouTuber, but if you ever do, or just, you know, randomly find me here or something like that, and you're watching this video, I honestly apologize. But yeah, just tell your homies not to beat me up, bro. I mean, you know, I'll probably creep up at night or maybe in the morning or in the afternoon, I don't even know. But now just be aware of an orange car, black and orange car, and a Mexican kid, you know, always coming up for yads. So stay tuned for that. But that's pretty much my story, you guys. I just want to let you guys know and have you guys know what happens in my daily life. I really didn't expect that. Like, I was going to get beat up for like some ads. Like, really? Like, you might as well leave the ads and run, you know? Leave Diana there in the car, take my keys, take my car, and book it. You could push Diana away or something, I don't know, and take the car. But don't beat me up. Like how skinny I am, bro. Like, I'm a scrawny ass nigga. You fucking pushed me to the floor and I break into like millions of little pieces. Like, I'm dead. But you guys, that's pretty much my story. Might have not been entertaining, like I said, but I felt like sharing it with you guys. If you guys liked it, please comment down below what was your favorite part, and if there wasn't any favorite part, just comment down below if you'd like to watch any more or hear any more of my stories or what happens through my daily life, stories like these, because honestly, this is a true story. I kid you not. You could ask any of my cousins, husband or wife, or you could even ask Diana. But it happened, and I even told my dad, and he just started cracking up. He's like, damn, I can't believe Vedra's like, you know, he lied about you, like he denied you. And I was like, yeah, dude, like that's up. Like, I'm his old cousin, this shit. He denied me, like I almost got my ass. He's like, no, I don't know him. He was like a serious face, and the guy looks at me, he was like, what the hell? Like, are you serious? You just told me that they were a cousin. And I was like, shit, bro, like I'm sorry. Like, I thought I was a cousin. I guess I'm not, you know. But yeah, so stay tuned for more videos. I hope you guys like them. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And if you're not part of the family of that Danzu2 family, then be part of it by hitting that subscribe button, turning on post notifications, and we're out until next time. Peace out.